it is what it is. And again, the media like to hate him too. So, I'm going to catch a lot of that backlash too. But, I mean, it is what it is. I ain't really stunned that too much. I'm not worried about narratives. I'm worried about what I can do in the ring.
The boxing world is in a frenzy as Tank Davis prepares to take on Lamont Roach on March 1st. Fans aren't just anticipating the bout. They're also discussing the intense tension between the two competitors, as their most recent face-off was furious, with both men exchanging angry words that nearly escalated into a full-fledged brawl.
Close people, so get ready for 2 fights. But, yes, and after I beat him the second time, I probably would ask the WBA to let me go up to 140 and fight.
In the weeks preceding the battle, Tank Davis has been drawing attention with his physique. Known for his strength and speed, he's looking sharper than ever this time around. Fans quickly noticed that he's already at or near fight weight after he shared a photo of his ripped frame, which is a clear indication that he's taking Roach seriously. One fan reacted, giving the impression that he's retiring, but in reality, he's more motivated than ever. I also felt that he lacked self-control and consistently put on weight in between fights, but this guy is serious.
You be content if you won this and that's your last fight? Or nah, still some more heads you gotta put on the wall?
Yeah, it's definitely some more heads.
Conversely, Lamont Roach has been maintaining a low profile, but behind the scenes, his camp has been sharing videos of his rigorous training, and his sparring partners say he's displaying a new level of speed and endurance they have never witnessed before. When Davis and Roach finally faced off for their official stare-down, the tension in the room was evident, and things quickly escalated. Davis, who is known for his intimidating presence, went forward with his trademark icy look, but Roach didn't back down. Instead, he matched Davis's enthusiasm, and the trash talk immediately began. "You're not going to last 3 rounds with me," Davis said, leaning in. "You're going out cold," Roach fired back, "so you'll be the one flat." Looking at the lights while lying on your back.
Can't even see who it is. Hey, who is the dude? Who is the dude?
Even though Davis is in peak physical condition for this fight, he has hinted that 2025 may be his last year of boxing at just 30 years old. The idea of retirement has sparked heated debates among fans and analysts, with one fan asking why he would retire now, when he still has so many big fights ahead, and another not being as sympathetic by asking when he will face a real challenge. The exchange continued to escalate until security had to intervene. Before discussing retirement, he should face Lomachenko or Keyshawn Davis. Isn't that right, Roach?
Trash. What changed? What made you? It's trash, garbage.
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Matter.
In an interview with TalkSport, Shakur Stevenson also joined the discussion, adding fuel to the fire. He claimed that he is the big superstar and that the ball is in his court. "I can't send him an offer, but Turkey Alec can. I'm not sure why it hasn't happened, because he's a strange guy, and I don't really respect him." According to Stevenson's remarks, unless Tank chooses to retire first, a fight between him and Davis is unavoidable.
Shakur, what have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than him.
Who that?
The Keyshawn. Keyshawn looking way more better than this. I keep screaming his name. He haven't done nothing.
Even though Davis is the obvious favorite, Lamont Roach is a formidable foe who has quietly amassed a strong record. His camp has been laser-focused on figuring out how to take advantage of Davis's flaws. Tanks have power, without a question, according to a recent media day, but he's not invincible. He's been rocked before, and if I maintain my discipline, I'll drown him in deep water. According to reports, Roach's crew has been practicing endurance and dodging Davis's lethal left hook in order to counter his aggressive style. The most talked about possibilities for what would happen next, assuming Davis prevails, are a long-awaited matchup with Vasyl Lomachenko or a major fight with Keyshawn Davis. Both would be incredible and might even persuade Davis will postpone retirement. But if Roach pulls off the upset, the boxing world would be rocked. A victory would put him in a position to challenge for the title against another elite fighter or rematch with Davis. The steamrolling Tank will be separated by the contender fans. One fan wrote, "Roach, he's in trouble." Another said, "There's no way Davis retires after this. He looks too motivated."
Retire with the career that he got, then go ahead and do whatever you got to do. So I disagree with it. I think it's soft, but that's on him.
Do you still think that fight's possible? I know he might.
Others think that Roach has a genuine chance of pulling off the upset. Thus, Davis is making the risky error of underestimating him. Roach has nothing to lose and everything to gain, according to one commenter. But there is one thing that is certain. As the undefeated WBA lightweight champion, Davis has established a reputation as a vicious knockout artist prior to his March 1st showdown with Lamont. And he is not only self-assured, but also dangerous. By bragging about his record of handing 8 unbeaten fighters their first defeats, Roach Davis made sure to remind everyone why he's a force to be reckoned with. However, what does that mean for his fight against Roach? And more importantly, as his career approaches its potential end, what does the boxing superstar's future hold? Davis's Instagram post stating, "I am dangerous," wasn't just a declaration. It was a warning to Roach and the lightweight division as a whole. If there's one thing Davis excels at, it's mentally dismantling his opponents before they even enter the ring, whether it was Ryan Garcia in 2023 or Jose Pedraza in 2017. Davis has a tendency to undermine the self-confidence of unbeaten fighters. His ascent to superstardom was driven by an unwavering work ethic and an unrelenting desire to dominate. His victory over Frank Martin in June 2024 demonstrated that, following a decisive victory over Ryan Garcia, Davis wasted no time in getting ready for Martin, eventually giving Martin a vicious knockout that solidified his reputation. Considered the boxing industry's most dangerous man.
I will never let nobody play me like that in negotiations ever again. That will never happen. Ever. I'm going to beat this guy, this guy, this guy. I'm going to get so big that Gervonta has to fight me. And we're going to do it on the right and fair terms.
As one boxing commentator put it, every time he enters the ring, Davis wants to make a statement. It's obvious that he doesn't want to mess with Tank, and Lamont Roach doesn't have the same undefeated record as Davis's prior opponents. Even though the odds are stacked against him, Roach has demonstrated his tenacity, power, and resolve as of January 1st, 2025, and he is confident in his talents. At a recent press conference, Roach didn't mince words when he claimed that Tank is underestimating me and believes this would be another ordinary battle. But I'm come to shock the world.
Say 9th round.
What?
I say 9th round.
You said 9?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look. He looked at night.
I'm telling you, you saying you going down in a night?
In order to find any weaknesses they can exploit, Roach's camp has been closely examining Davis's previous battles. One possible target is Davis's propensity to take early hits before establishing his rhythm. Roach's strategy will probably center on quick combos and constant movement to avoid Tank's crushing power shots. This battle has not been completed without difficulties. After weeks of back-and-forth talks, the fighters are finally scheduled for their eagerly awaited showdown on March 1st in Brooklyn, New York. Davis first announced the fight months ago, but scheduling conflicts and delays caused frustration on both sides. At one point, Davis even claimed the fight was off, leaving fans and the media scrambling for answers.
I think he actually took this fight for the naysayers and all this and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog, and he want to prove his skills against a dog. So I'm gonna show y'all what happens when two dogs get in the ring together.
In a recent interview, he stated, "Too much talking, not enough fighting. I'm just ready to shut everyone up." The biggest surprise surrounding Davis isn't just this fight, though, as he announced plans to retire from boxing by the end of 2012 at the age of 30. The delays may have actually worked in his favor, giving him more time to prepare for the biggest fight of his career for Davis. But it was just another test of patience. Given that he is still at the top of his career, 5 fans and critics were taken aback. However, Davis stated candidly that the decision is about safeguarding his well-being because he has dedicated his entire life to this sport. Interview: I enjoy boxing, but I don't want to be one of those fighters that stays too long and breaks because it takes a toll on my mental, physical, and emotional health. Davis has frequently voiced his displeasure with the boxing world, labeling it trash and denouncing the ongoing politics that accompany it. This is not the first time he has done so. He acknowledged that money had a significant role in his decision to retire. His objective was always to earn as much money as possible and leave while he was still healthy. And when he leaves, he means it. Once I'm done, I'm done. No comebacks, no exhibitions, none of that.
25 is after next year, I'm out of it.
After our second fight, you're out of it?
Yeah.
Care to elaborate on that?
Out of this.
Financial freedom for Davis entails having the ability to exit boxing whenever he wants. With several million-dollar pay-per-view bouts under his belt, he solidified his status as one of the sport's top earners. But despite his impending retirement, Davis intends to fight at least 3 more times before declaring it quits. Fans are excited to see if that includes a huge showdown with Shakur Stevenson or Vasily Lomachenko. And if Davis defeats Roach, the pressure for a Stevenson fight will only increase. Stevenson, who has recently stated that if Tank is serious about his legacy, he knows what fight must take place next.
Steven Espinoza said Shakur turned down a 1-fight deal to fight you because he wanted a multi-fight deal. What's your thoughts on that?
He's not worth it. He's not worth no multi-fight deal. He's not even worth it.
Keyshawn Davis, a rising star in the lightweight division who has been vying for a fight against Tank, is another potential opponent. Given how unfair their first fight was, fans have also conjectured about a rematch with Ryan Garcia, but that seems unlikely. Regardless of who he faces next, Davis is certain that he wants to leave no doubts about his legacy. He stated that when I'm finished, they'll realize I was the greatest. Therefore, I'm not leaving any room for question.
Oh, Ryan? He's crazy. He's crazy. Talk about rematch. He said I was the best at 135 to 42. He said that. Say he won't fight me again. I'll kick it.
As the Tank after 3 more fights, Davis intends to retire in 2025. His forthcoming showdown with Lamont Roach is already creating a lot of hype, but even more thrilling is the rising anticipation for further big fights, particularly now that Shakur Stevenson is involved. Stevenson is currently training for his bout against Floyd Sheffield Jr. in Riyadh on February 22nd, but speculation about a possible showdown with Davis is already heating up. In an interview with M-City Boxing, Ellis spoke candidly about Stevenson's mentality and accused him of being hesitant to take on Tank.
Good boxer, nigga. Like, that's one way I look at y'all two as the best in the division.
How? Show me something that he did spectacular. Show me something that he did outrageous. Show me. His power not outrageous.
Okay.
What defense?
You think he got defense?
Even though Stevenson's hand isn't injured, Ellis implied that he might be procrastinating rather than actually getting ready for a Tank fight by implying that he might fabricate a hand injury to postpone a possible clash. His direct comments demonstrate the rising hostility between the two sides as rumors about the fight persist in spite of Ellis's charges. In an interview with Eat Talk Sports, Stevenson made it apparent that playing Davis would be more than simply a chance to gloat. It would be a turning point in their respective histories.
People in the world that I think that could beat Tank. That would be Devin, that would be Shakur, and Tank Davis himself.
You got the last one right. That's the only person that can beat me. Gervonta Davis. That's the only person. Them niggas cannot touch me at all. They all been in the ring with me. They all been in the ring, and I cracked both of them.
Many individuals attempt to convey the idea that I need him. It's evident that Stevenson isn't backing down and believes the fight is inevitable for the time being. But he is still focused on his impending battle with Sheffield before considering potential opponents. Stevenson stated, "But honestly, he needs me just as much as I need him." Eddie Hearn, Stevenson's promoter, is already planning his next course of action. Hearn claims that the goal is to land 3 significant battles: Floyd Sheffield Williams Zappa, followed by Gervonta Tank if this time frame holds true. Davis-Hearn is certain that a Stevenson-Davis showdown may rank among the biggest boxing bouts by 2025. Stevenson will likely remain busy during the upcoming year, but it appears that everything is in order. Hearn stated, to lead to Tank, that fight will be one of the biggest in the world, highlighting the mounting excitement for the possible mega fight.
I said send a contract, we can make, I done said, bro, I'm not even like no delusional nigga. I don't get out there and just say anything. So it's like, I'm not gonna act like I'm the A side or, oh, I deserve 50-50. Yo, bro, let's negotiate. Let's see where it goes from there. I know I'm the B side, but
Tank is renowned for his explosive knockout power and ability to end fights in dramatic fashion, while Stevenson is a master technician with exceptional defense and precision. A fight between them would not just be a battle of power versus strategy. Rather, it would be a battle of wills, pride, and leaving a lasting legacy. The rivalry between Davis and Stevenson has been building for some time, and fans are eager to see it finally unfold. Both fighters are undefeated and possess elite skills. Do
you think people say that Shakur Stevenson then is the next big thing in the sport?
For one, I really think the fans don't really see nobody beating Shakur. When people bring up him and Tank, when I see and I go read like little stuff about it, they really be debating.
Critics claim that Davis might become frustrated by Stevenson's approach. Tank's typical tactic of pursuing opponents and landing hard shots has proven effective against combatants who are aggressive or less disciplined. But Stevenson's movement and defensive prowess may force Davis to alter his strategy. On the other hand, some think Davis's unrelenting pressure and ability to close the distance could overwhelm Stevenson over the course of 12 rounds, while the tension between their camps keeps rising. Ellis's comments are merely the most recent in a string of verbal jabs from Team Davis, and both parties have been exchanging barbs in the media. Every conversation, whether it be in person or in the ring, only heightens the anticipation for this possible showdown.
Yeah, I'm out of.
Could we see you in Shakur before you go?
Why you think about retiring? For what? Okay. Who have Shakur? What have Shakur done? What have he done?
Another hot topic is the possible date of a fight between Davis-Stevenson, and the match would have to take place within the next year and a half if Davis is serious about retiring after 2025, which makes each fight before it even more crucial, because any injury or unanticipated loss might throw everything off balance. Both fighters must maintain their focus, health, and sharpness. In addition to the outcome, Stevenson's February bout against Sheffield will be closely watched for any indications that he is preparing for the inevitable matchup with Tank. Another aspect to take into account is the promotional aspect of things. Davis and Stevenson are supported by different promoters, and negotiations could become complex if both sides attempt to maximize their financial stakes with making this battle a reality. Could be as difficult as the actual fight because there are so many factors involved.
The kings of that division, the kings of this era, the kings of everything. So, I've been saying it for years. The moment is gonna come, and when it happens, I'll be ready.
Why does Shakur Stevenson beat Gervonta Davis?
Because that I'm a better skilled boxer.
It's difficult to image either side letting it slide away given the enormity of a Davis-Stevenson showdown, but Tank has also kept the door open for another big fight, a highly awaited rematch with Ryan Garcia, which has fans excited again. Despite being a non-title fight at a 136-pound catchweight, their first clash in April 2023 at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas was a huge event that brought in over 1 million pay-per-view buys and made over $20 million at the gate. It was one of the most talked about fights of the year, with Davis giving Garcia his first professional loss with a 7th-round stoppage, solidifying his dominance. Now that rumors of a rematch are circulating, fans are excited to choose whether this rivalry will receive a second chapter.
No rematch necessary. Stop bringing that up. The second Ryan Garcia hit the Colin Kaepernick in the middle of the fight. All rematch clauses.
Many people thought Garcia looked flat in their first fight, and he later blamed the 136-pound weight limit, saying the cut sapped his energy and left him far from his best. Since then, Davis has won the WBA lightweight title, further solidifying his reputation as one of the division's most dangerous fighters. Despite the setback, Garcia is still determined to even the score, keeping hopes for a rematch alive.
If I fight Ryan again, if they not on some host, I tax that ass again. Tell them boys to give me 150 M's. I'm coming. You know what I mean? When I start streaming out.
At the moment, Garcia is serving A. After testing 1-year suspension. Osterine positive before his arranged duel with Devin Haney there. Expected to return in May is the 26-year-old. 20125 with a bout against Rolando Romero. This increase in weight at the welterweight limit. In weight could complicate the path to A. Davis rematch, but if Garcia secures A big win over Romero, who is known for his power, it would only add more hype to A potential second showdown with Tank.
Ryan Garcia can't beat Tank Davis, and he knows that. He knows it. He knows that. He shared the ring with him. He knows that.
Speaking to ES News, Davis did not rule out a rematch, but made it clear that he has conditions. Yes, it's a big fight, and he acknowledged the fan demand, but he was adamant that he would not agree to another catchweight, but not at 143. He explained that 143 is likely at 140, which is the next weight class up from 135. It's the weight class he fights at. Davis also explained that he set specific rehydration rules, such as 140, and he can rehydrate back up to 150 or at most 152. I'm 135, brother. Davis's stance shows how much the weight issue shaped the story of their first fight, and while he appears amenable to discussions, the biggest obstacle may be Garcia's future in the welterweight division, his impending fight against Romero. Fans are eager to see if Garcia can turn things around or if Davis will once again demonstrate his dominance, as Davis plans to retire by the end of 2025. Time is running out for this fight to take place, and if the conditions are met and the fight is made, it could be one of the biggest boxing events of the year. What do you think? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. At 147, he could solidify his move up, making it difficult to drop back down to 140 for a rematch under Davis's terms.